Hi, I'm Saba. Want to hear the stories of me verbally abusing my peers from 13 to 16 years old? Look, it wasn't verbal abuse. I just loved LARPing as a grumpy old man. Before I serenade you with my tales of a childhood god complex, consider liking, subscribing. Alrighty, let's start. 8th grade Saba. 14 years old with a tongue sharper than any blade. I'd wear cute pastel clothing, watch anime, and draw all the time. I mostly hung out with the art kids, which most of y'all know means the quote unquote unpopular ones. But I also hung out with popular kids. I jumped from clique to clique like a little social frog. My middle school was vicious when it came to bullying, and this made my inner grumpy man seethe with disgust and disappointment. I wasn't bullied, at least not to my face. And we middle school Saba would not let this happen. My thought process was like this. Fucking swine, literal children playing in their own excrement. It'd be an insult to my intellect if even for a moment I let these animals speak ill of me. I will not lower myself for plebeian ilk. I had a bit of a god complex. P.S. I don't anymore. I'm not better than anyone. I'm sorry. One day we got new seats in science class, and I got sat next to the short, popular kid. Let's name him Pablo. See, I always liked drawing in my sketchbook during class because class is boring and I want to draw. So Pablo gets this shit-eating grin on his face and decides to try to start asserting his dominance. You draw during class? That's so weird. Let me see. I bet you draw freaky stuff. Ew, what's that? Now, the moment he opened his trap, 14-year-old Saba instantly looked upon this boy like he was a dog eating his own shit.
That's called a base. Is your pineal gland clogged to the point you can't look at a human form without pissing yourself? Judging by your height, that must be so. That or your mommy beats you so hard you obtained brain damage. I swear on God's green earth I don't have time or energy to deal with a little boy that can't cope without projecting his inferiority complex on every unfortunate soul that crosses his path. So how about you turn that little head of yours back into your textbook? Pablo looked at me with shock before awkwardly chuckling and saying, I'm just messing with you. We can be friends. See, little Saba at the time thought, ooh, I really got them with my big brain. Looking back, this poor kid was probably just trying to be my friend by joking lightly, and I just ripped him a new asshole for daring to speak to me. Anyway, surprisingly, we got along well after that. My next story also takes place in science class, but this time in ninth grade. In ninth grade, Saba was slightly more patient, but not by a lot. It was nearing the end of the class period. Every table was talking amongst themselves. I listened into my table's conversation just to hear a gaggle of 14 to 15-year-old boys talking shit about what they call hit kids. In my school, there's a place in the dining hall that was off to the side, and it had lower seating. It was called the Pit. And the kids that hung out there were known to be the geeky nerd kids. Bruh, don't be a damn pit kid. Ugh, they're so weird. One tried to ask me out once. I wanted to puke. Once again, the thought of judging someone off the pure basis of them being geeky made me think these boys were lower life forms, which is profoundly hypocritical since I am judging these boys off of one conversation. So I chimed in. You know, humanity has developed for thousands and thousands of years, becoming the top species on our planet through our brilliance and innovation. Just for it to accumulate into you three verbally vomiting the dumbest perspective I have ever had the displeasure of hearing. I could have sworn you were single-celled organisms through the completely one-dimensional thoughts you are only capable of. Saba, no one cares what you think. I'm aware, which is exactly why you bacteria like to waste each other's time lacking any form of introspection. Saba, shut the fuck up. Yeah, it wasn't too fun to be around. It was annoying. And unneeded. If you found the stories of me being a nuisance to the people around me, let me know. I'll tell you more. But that's all for tonight, furred beast and feathered ilk. Be weary of the space between the wall and the rest of the universe. You still have to go to school tomorrow, or work. Perhaps you will not be there, nor here, nor anywhere. Either way, don't dream about wheat byproducts.